Okay, the second chapter of our solo play. For folks just joining us, check out the video that preceded this. Here we've got Sloan, Arwyn, and Johna progressed into Gravefall, have successfully purged vermin and Mingryn from its depths, cleared the passageway and corridors of rotten debris, and are met with a Gryn Sentry here, certainly unfavorable at their presence. And we're going to advance our rune. And our heroes, as they get closer, they can see the shadows of a couple doorways lurking here at the end of these short corridors, and see that this corridor extends quite a ways beyond our sentry. The sentry is going to act first in this case, and this is called out in the book, way sentries work. Yeah, so down here on page 73 under threats. Yeah, or guards that secure an area, sentry hostiles act first with edge. Fate follows from the path of the sentry in subsequent sprints. So, this is the one exception to the rule of fate. Let's put Gryn up here. They're of the south. We're currently in the north. So we're going to advance fate to the south. And that's going to give Gryn edge, and Gryn is going to act first. And then I also like to set everything in fate order just so we have clarity of play. All right, Gryn. Aggressive, ruthless warriors Gryn band together to establish encampments where they construct clever tools and weapons while plotting schemes to expand their turf. Excellent. So this guy is holding down the fort. Gryn is got a grit of 3, a gait of 2, grip of 1, and has a hand weapon and a ranged weapon. And in this case, yeah, we're going to take a shot with 2 gait using a ranged weapon. So we've got gait of 2 for Gryn at Arwyn, which has a gait of 2. So 2 to 2, we need 5s. But Sentry has edge, so we need 4s, and we're rolling 2. For 1 potential success, let's see if this 1 crypts. It does not. So 1 success. And that's going to be in 3 is going to be in the arms. And we've got what? Ranged. Yeah, it does 2 damage. That's going to hit Arwyn in the arms. Arwyn's got a shield and bracers to soak that. And we're going to take another shot. Again, needing 4s. For 1 success. This time in the body. So thunk thunk, yeah. Arwyn's armor is doing its job. That's going to be Gryn's turn. This guy's going to move forward, take a shot. We've got a few more Mingryn jumping in here, backing up the sentry. Also of the south, with the gait of 2 to Arwyn's of 2. We're going to take a shot for 4. For 2 successes. And a 6, which is going to be in the body. So that's going to be 1 point of damage. Arwyn's already at 3, so we're dropping that to 2. Yeah, these guys are kind of single file in here. They're just going to file in, and that is going to end the south. And so next we move west, which is Johna, who, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is going to stand and use heavycraft. So here our aura is 4 with heavycraft. If we do not move, we can extend that to 6. And we're going to cast darts here. And so we've got Glim of 2 to Glim of 1. We do not have alignment with fate. So our target is 4. We roll 2 dice. For 2 successes, we're going to reroll that 8. For 2 successes, so 1 extra damage. And ignoring armor, we don't roll location. This guy takes 2. Bzz. And we're going to dart him again. Ooh, does that crypt? It does not. So, but no success there. Second action fails. Yeah, moving west to north, Sloan is going to charge in. And swing the mace. And we've got what? Grit of 2 to grit of 1. We need 5s. For 1 success. And that's going to be in the arms. So the shield's going to soak 1, but it's going to take 1. Arwyn's pretty low on the guts and is going to take an action to recover with grip and a target of 5. All right, 1 success. 1 success. So we get 1 guts back. Then we're going to stand and shoot for our second action. So we've got a gate of 2. The Gryn has a gate of 2, so we need 5s. So 1 success, and that's going to hit in the legs. Gryn have arms, body, and shield, but no armor in the legs. So the low shot is 3 damage. And yeah, this guy's going to take 3. Yeah, that's going to end that sprint. And we're going to move back to the Gryn and the Mingryn. We're going to start with the Sentry, who's going to advance and engage with Sloan in reach with a grit of 3. Sloan's is 2. Sloan, where are you? There you are, behind the door there. 3 to 2, we would need 4s, but it's 3 because we've got edge. And we're going to roll 3 dice. It's Gryn or mean. And we've got 2 successes with that attack. And we're going to roll location with the hand weapon. That is going to be the body. Hand weapon does 2 plus 1 for the extra success. So 3. And Sloan's body. The armor there is going to soak 2. Sloan's going to take 1. Sloan drops from 5 to 4. This guy is going to stand and swing a hand weapon for 1 with a grit of 1 against a grit of 2. He would need a 6, but with fate, we need a 5. That's 1 success, 2 successes, and so 1 extra damage. And we're coming at the arms. So in the arms, Sloan's got 2 points, and let's see, the hand weapon does 1 plus 1. So yeah, the armor takes it. This guy in the doorway here is going to take a shot at Sloan. We're going to say that drags because there's partial cover there. So we've got a gate of 2 against a gate of 1. So that would be a 4, which would be 3 with edge, but with drag is back to a 4. And we roll 2 dice. So we got 1 success. And in the legs, as is tradition with the Mingryn, shooting low. This is familiar territory for Sloan. We're going to take 1 point of damage in the legs. 2 points minus the 1 for armor. Yeah, this guy can't quite get a shot in. That's going to end our turn. Oh, wait. I think homeboy gets 1 more shot. Wait. Oh, he crypts. So, yeah, this guy's bowstring breaks. And the shot fails completely. Bing! I just put that there to mark that, yeah, he can't take a ranged shot till gets that ranged weapon repaired. Yeah, then we're going to move west. So again, this is perfect for Johna because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our big boss man here has moved within Johna's aura with heavycraft. Johna will use Glim of 2 against a Glim of 1, which is going to make the target a 4. So we're going to roll 2d8, looking at 4s. For 2 successes, so 1 extra damage. And this guy is going to take 2 more. But he's got 7. Gryn are tough. We're going to use heavycraft again we're going to fix up Sloan. And we're going to use Glim. So 2 to 1. Oh, wait, sorry, that's Arwyn. To 1 with Sloan, which is going to set our target at 4. And we're going to roll 2d8. For 2 successes. And so that's 1 extra. And Sloan is going to recover 2. So yeah, that actually recovers Sloan from 3 to 5. I think we're going to take 1 morale effect here to cast darts 1 more time at this guy. Again, we need 4s. For 2 successes, 2 points, which is going to be enough to get the job done. Bwah. All right, that was west. We move north. Sloan is going to swing the mace. So we need 4s. 2 successes. Finally, Sloan comes through in the legs. And that is going to do 2 plus 1, 3 points, which is enough to knock this guy down. Yeah, Sloan's going to move in so they can't, at least this guy in front can't take a shot. Swing with that mace again. Looking at 4s. Ooh, does she crit? She does. So Sloan misses, swings this mace wildly over this Mingryn's head, who ducks low, and smashes the mace into the archway of this doorway, taking 1 point of wear to the mace. Ka-chunk. And yeah, that's going to end Sloan's turn. And then Arwyn is going to step in, move in here, and take a shot with drag past Sloan at this guy. Gate of 2 to 2. The target's 5. With drag is 6. So we're rolling 2 for 6s. For 1 success in the body. And so the shield's going to soak. Shield's going to soak 1 of the 3. Guy's going to take 2. But that's going to end Arwyn's turn. All right. So we move back to the Mingryn. Actually, before we move to the next sprint, the Mingryn lost, more than half of their brethren here. And so these guys are also just going to escape. They're going to run off, which is going to end that combat. We should trial here, but with those guys running off, the morale trial isn't needed because, they were beaten. Okay, so we return to tours. Our sands are getting dangerously low. We move south to west. Our heroes return to exploration. Yeah, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to move past everyone, push past. Johna's going to push past into this room and search it. So using grip against a 5 for 1d8, we succeed. And what do we have in this room? An item. So we're back to our items table. We're going to roll 3d8 for 12, which is a light ranged weapon. So that's pretty cool. Maybe one of these Mingryn left a bow behind. Let's see if there's anything special about that bow. So 9, 15. It's lightly worn. Yeah, so 15 lightly worn and 6. It's cold. So we have a cold, lightly worn, light ranged weapon. And we'll just say it's a bow. Probably belonged to one of these Mingryn. Maybe we can trade or put that to use. That's all we found in this room. Yeah, we're going to continue through this doorway above and see what we can see. This guy is Gryn, but we're going to call him a Gryn boss. We're going to buff him a little bit. We're going to give him a grit of 4 and a gate. We'll keep his gate at 2. We're going to buff his guts. But he is of the south and was not a sentry. And so we're going to flip a coin. So here is initiate. Put that over here. And we're going to start with the west. In this case, that's Johna, who's way back here. And let's see what we can... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can use our aura to sense this Gryn's presence. So we're going to use our Glim of 2 against Glim of 1 with edge. So we would need 3s to use darts. And hopefully we can do some damage here. So we got 1 success. So this guy's going to take 1. All right. And yeah, we're going to do some more darts for 4s for 1 success and 2 points. You know, I think Johna is living on the edge. We're going to take a morale effect. We're going to do it again for 2 successes. And so that's 1 plus 1. So for 2 more damage. So darts, getting it done. Already chopped this Gryn down to half, which is for him 1 morale effect. If he survives, we'll see. Now we move north. So Sloan advances with that good old mace. 2 to a grit of 4. Yeah, we're not looking so good. We're gonna need 6s, but we're gonna roll 2 dice and see what happens. And whiff, totally misses. Sloan's gonna call their turn there. Arwyn's gonna turn, which is not considered an action, and take a shot. So gate of 2 to a gate of 2. What, 5s? And 2d8. First shot misses. Second shot, 2 successes. So 1 extra damage. And where's that going to hit? In the legs, which is the one spot these guys aren't armored. So that's going to be 4 damage. Just turns, shoots this guy. Thunk, right in the legs. Drops him. And yeah, that ends that. Leader of the Gryn has been expounded from his throne room, and that's going to end that combat. The heroes truly have prevailed here. We're going to drop our sands by 1. We're going to move to north. The fickle winds of fate continue. Yeah, we didn't even have to resolve our morale. So the heroes are north, and Sloan's in the room. Sloan's going to take a look around, and we're going to search with grip. Target of 5. Sloan finds nothing. Does not crypt. Yeah, so there's nothing in here other than a rusty old chair and a broken down wood table. It's just going to move out 2, 3, 4 and turn this corner. The corridor simply continues. Sloan moved, and we peeked around this corner. We could see down this corridor into this small room emerging. Sloan's got one more move. So that's north. We move east. Arwyn's going to book it down the hallway here and do a search for a 4, not succeeding. And we're going to go run and catch up with our heroes. This is where we circle back to our objectives. The heroes, in their unfamiliar territory with a target difficulty normal 5, have cleared the mineshaft that's been devastated, that's foul and rank, and have discovered the doorway to the sacred crypt. They have achieved their objective of repairing this corridor that was damaged and have eradicated all threats from this sacred tomb. Staring at this door, the runes carved into it, it's clear that this is the entrance to something sovereign. And we're going to end our delve here. The heroes prevail. Of course, I'm kidding. We can't end things there. But we do have to make some room here. So yeah, our sands are going to drop to 0. All right. I'm going to grab our trusty book here. And on page 39, we're looking at cryptic events. I'm going to roll a d8. And we get a 7. So hostiles attack unexpectedly. Roll for hostiles. Initiate combat. Jumping to the threats table on page 73, we're going to look at hostiles. We're going to roll 2d8 for 9, which is 4 plus 1 sentry. So we're going to drop these guys back in here. We've got our sentry, his 4 companions. So with all of the activity in this delve, reinforcements emerge, and we flip a coin to initiate. And we got yes. So heroes initiate. We're looking at north with a trial difficulty of 5, beginning with Sloan is going to move and attack with the mace. 2 to 2, 2 to 3. We need 6s, but we have edge, so we need 5s. So we roll 2d8 for 1 success. Location 6 is going to be in the body. Gryn have 1 point of armor in the body, so this guy's going to take 1. That's 2 actions. I'm going to take 1 more with angst. We're going to attack again. We need 6s, 2 successes, so 1 extra damage. Again in the body. So that's going to be 3 damage minus 1 for the armor. So that's 3 damage on this Gryn. So then we move east. Arwyn doesn't really have visibility. So Arwyn's got to move up. And we'll say partial from there with drag. And we're going to go gate to gate. So 2 to 2, we need 5s. With drag, we need 6s. 2 dice. No success. We're going to take 1 point of morale. Act with angst for 1 success. 2 successes. All right. So we got 4 damage for location in the head. No armor on the head. So that's going to be 4. So 7 points. This guy's lost 7 guts. And yeah, that's enough to do it. Wow. Headshot for the win for Arwyn. Next, so we're moving to the Mingryn. This guy is just going to use a hand weapon. And so we've got grit of 1 to a grit of 2. We need 6s, 1d8. Yeah, that's 1 success. 5 is in the body. Put that back. 5 is in the body. Has 2 points of armor. The hand weapon only does 1. So yeah, the armor soaks that. Second attack misses. This guy's going to shoot with drag. We got a gate of 2 to a gate of 1. 2 to 1, we need 4s. With drag, we need 5s. And we roll 2 dice for 1 success, which hits in the body. And range weapon does 2. Sloan's got 2 armor, so that gets soaked. This guy's going to run up past and attack, missing. And this guy is just going to advance forward. That's the south. Johna of the west. Turn and use Glim. We're going to go with darts at, well, how far can we go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to target this guy with darts, and it's 2 Glim to 1. So we need 4s, 2 dice, 2 successes, and we don't roll location again for darts. So yeah, that's 2 points of damage on this guy. We roll again. And we said we needed 4s. So that second attempt misses. Having completed all actions, and we move to morale. We are going to trial here. We need a 5 with grip for Arwyn, who does not succeed. We'll trial Sloan next, who does not succeed. And we need our trusty table. Looking at morale here. It's our table, page 45. So we've got frenzied. So Arwyn is frenzied. They're both frenzied. I just rolled 2 8s. That's hilarious, which is kind of hilarious. So when you're frenzied, you're panicked by the fray. All actions have edge until the effect ends in the morale phase next sprint. So yeah, it's like a good dose of caffeine for Arwyn and Sloan here. And yeah, then we go back north with edge, double edge. That's never happened. That's a RipCrypt first. Double edge. Yeah, we've got grit of 2 to a grit of 1. So we need 4s. We need 2s. So 2 successes. Yeah, that's gonna do where'd we hit Mingryn? And 7 is the body. And so what we got 3 points of damage. The shield's gonna soak 1. This guy's gonna take 2. And second attack, 2 successes. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Blah. And we'll call it there for Sloan. Arwyn has visibility. And we'll move 1. Yeah, and then shoot without drag. We also have edge because we're frenzied with morale. And so 2 to 2, we'd need 5. So 4s, 2 dice, we need 4s. So 1 success. 3 is going to be in the arms. Well, shield will soak 1 of the 3, and this guy's going to take 2 points. And that's a move and shoot, and then we move south. So this guy is going to take a shot at Arwyn, now immediate threat. Hand weapon at Sloan, 1d8. We've got a grit of 1 to 2. We need a 6. So that misses. Second attack misses. This guy is going to shoot. Yeah, he'll move up and shoot Sloan. And so that's going to give him a slight advantage. So we've got a gate of 2. Yeah, so we need 4s. Right? Yeah. Misses. Moved, shot. Next guy is going to move up. Shoot with drag at Arwyn. And so needs 5s for 2 successes. That's right. Oh, wait, no, because Arwyn's got 2 to 2 would be 5. With drag, needs 6s. That shot misses. Johna, who's been lurking back here, is going to use darts again on this guy. 2 dice. 2 to 1, we need 4s. Misses. Again, 2 successes. That's going to do it. Biff. We move back north. Sloan. Hand weapon. Yeah, with her mace, grit of 2 to grit of 1, we need 4s. With edge, we need 3s. So 2 successes. And that's going to be on the arms. Mace does 2. That's going to soak 1. Oh, we had 2 successes, so that's going to do it. Yeah, we would move east. So Arwyn, bow, gate. 2 to 2, we need 5s, 2 dice. For 1 success, 1 success, and that's going to be in the legs, which is full 3 damage. Shield does not protect the legs. Yeah, shoot again. Misses. Coming back to Mingryn. It's going to stand and shoot at Sloan. 2 to 1. We need 4s with 2 dice, 2 successes, 6s in the body. So that's 3 points of damage. Sloan's going to take 1. The armor's going to soak 2. Second shot. Yeah, two more successes. Whoops, in the body. So that's going to be another thunk thunk. Sloan takes 2. Moving to Johna. This guy is 6 spaces away. We're going to use heavycraft to target him. And 2 to 1, we need 4s, 2d8, 2 successes. And again, no location. This guy only has 1 guts remaining. That's enough to do it. And that ends our cryptic event. So at the end of our tour, we reset the hourglass to 8 and start a new tour, new delve tour. Heroes must use all actions in this tour to replenish torches, refill lanterns, and avoid darkness, and take rations to avoid fatigue. So this is where we just take a tour, take a few minutes, we reset, and our heroes are just going to check inventory. I'll do that all off camera. Just reset for the next hour undergrade here. And with that, we would also advance fate north to east. As we check everything off, take a minute to regroup. We're going to drop again to 7. We're going to move next to south. And Johna is going to act first, being of the west. And yeah, it's appropriate. We're going to heal Sloan with fix. So we're going to roll 2, glim to 1. We need 4s. No success. Does that miscast? Does not. We'll do it one more time for 2 successes, which is enough to recover Sloan back to 5 guts. And that's 2 actions. We'll move a 3rd up to this door, but not open it yet. So that was west. We move back to north. Sloan's going to run up and check this door. This is the entrance to the Sovereign Crypt. Sloan's going to take an action, a trial action, to just search this door before attempting to open it using grip with a target of 5. She succeeds and rips for 1 success, 2 successes, and is able to detect that there's a very advanced lock on this door, and is able to also deconstruct how it might be opened, and is able to unlock it using components from her delve kit. She's able to get this door unlocked and opens it. So as Sloan opens this door, both Sloan and Johna can see into this ancient tomb. The walls are wet and slippery with moss and decay, and the cobbles are just crumbling down over this crypt, and this sort of foul energy. It seems like the root of this decay is just emanating from this space, up the corridor, through the doors, up into the cobbles and crevices of rock above. And Sloan turns to Johna and says, I've got a bad feeling about this. Turning up the hallway, Sloan says, Arwyn, you got to get in here and check this out. So, moving east from north, Arwyn turns and moves, perhaps bravely, perhaps foolishly, into this crypt and decides to search using grip against our target of 5. Does not see anything, does not perceive anything out of the ordinary. And just as Arwyn completes his search, we're going to roll. Glim of 2 to 1. We need 4s with 2 dice. And Arwyn just feels this glimpse of a dart just whiffing past his ear and, continues looking around, seems confused, and it's unclear where the source of this dart is coming from, but there is a presence in this room. And once again, another dart, this time striking Arwyn for 3 damage, knocking him backwards unconscious. Sloan is certainly confused, but Johna can sense the aura of this dark presence within this chamber and begins focusing aura 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With Glim 2 to 2, we need 5s for 2 dice. For 1 success, Johna successfully darts this Ghast. With 1 attempt, tries again for 2 successes for 3 damage total. Given that our Ghast is the sentry in this room, we advance fate to west. Johna acted, and moving from west back to north, Sloan is going to attempt to move towards the Ghast, which has the trait of fear. And with fear, we need to grip. So, Sloan's got a grip of 1. Ghast has a grip of 1. We roll 1d8. And with 1 to 1, you need a 5 or better. Sloan's able to move. She's cool. And then she's going to attempt, again with grip, to recover against our trial difficulty. Recover Arwyn, failing, needing a 5. And she's going to take 1 morale effect to attempt that 1 more time. And she does. Arwyn recovers 1 guts, is no longer unconscious, not at risk of, dying this turn. So, moving from north to east, Arwyn being conscious can stand up and attempt a recovery, rolling 1d8. Not succeeding, and attempting a second time, also with angst, needs a 5, and succeeds, recovering 1 additional guts. So Arwyn's back up to 2. Yeah, that would end that sprint. So we would resolve morale, and we're going to grip check Arwyn. We need a 5. Arwyn passes. Sloan needs a grip check of 5 and also passes. Bingo bango. Our heroes have a lot of resolve. Now, we move back to west. Hostiles initiated. This Ghast is going to use darts and senses Sloan's aura with a glim of 2 to a glim of 1. With edge, we need 3s, rolling 2d8. For 2 successes, Sloan is going to take darts 2 plus 1 success, so 3 damage. Ugh. And this Ghast is also going to target Arwyn, also needing 3s for 2 successes. That's going to be enough to knock Arwyn down again, who just got up. And that's going to leave Arwyn's fate in the hands of Johna. Johna is going to focus aura on Arwyn and attempt to fix, needing 3s with 2d8. 1 potential success. And manages to bring Arwyn back from the grave. And then we'll use heavycraft to target the Ghast. Here we have 2-2 with Glim, which would be a 5, with edge is 4, rolling 2d8 for 1 success. For 1 success, and darts this Ghast. Yeah, then we would move north. Sloan with 3 damage. It's going to move. Is unafraid of the Ghast. Using grit with the mace, 2-2. We need 5s. We roll 2 dice for our second action for 2 successes. For 3 damage. The Ghast has no armor, and that's going to be enough. Woof. So Sloan courageously charges this Ghast, smashing it right through, well, we never rolled location, right through its arms, and just sends it back to the darkness from whence it emerged. The heroes are victorious, barely, and live to tell the tale another day. So, searching this room a second time, our heroes find an interesting artifact. As this Ghast let out its last gasp, its cloaks fell into a heap. Below the cloaks, 2 items were found. A modest hand weapon that's pristine and highly polished with some sort of strange resilience, and plate bracers, which made a strange shrill clang as they fell to the ground. And our heroes regroup, victorious over Gravefall. And this is where we would conclude this delve and tally up all of the glory. There'd be quite a lot for this. Heroes would expend that glory to advance their heroes. And I'm going back to the book here. Good old chapter 7, Golden Glory, page 87 here. And this is where, glory's tallied up, equal to guts lost and taken in combat. Also for each room and trial difficulty encounter. And that would be tallied up, invested at novice. We need 40 to advance. And as, heroes take steps in rank, they certainly advance. And yeah, here we have tables that with all of the details in terms of, for the grit path for Sloan, for example, if she were to step to step 2, her gait would increase to 2, her guts as a result, and also move and run all increase. And also all of her skills would advance to step 2. So yeah, that just gives you an idea how advancement works. And with that, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.